All right. Ready to rock?
Ready.
Ready?
Rock it.
You ready? Good. What's going on, and welcome back to Kickin' It With Podcast. My name is Zac Holcomb. This is episode 42, and we've got Michael Humphrey with us today. I know some of you are already shaking in your boots, just wondering what we're going to talk about, but it's going to be a good time. So anyway, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Good, man.
Good.
It's good to hang out, man. We
Absolutely
had a good time pre-game. Pre-game was fun, man.
Yeah. We started off with is there going to be a break in the middle? And I was like, let's just do the break right now. So we went ahead and knocked it out, and here we are. So hopefully you all checked out the latest episode. Episode 41 was with Linda Rouse Sutton, which is a pretty cool one. She's like one of those awesome people that I've really appreciated and enjoyed getting to know since I moved here to the county or the city or whatever you want to call it. But since I moved to North Carolina, she's been one of those early people that we've kind of gotten up with and learned a bunch from and all that. So check that one out. That was episode 41. It dropped, if you're watching this one live, 2-ish days ago. So check that one out. But yeah, on episode 42, we've got Michael here. And then I'm going to go ahead and just really quickly plug, we got a big open house coming here. We're hosting an open house on Friday, March 10th from 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Here at 300 North Heritage is the old general store location. So when we moved here, we bought the building, we did some stuff, and we made it all cool. And then when we moved in, there was a whole bunch of other stuff going on in our lives, and we never had like a ribbon cutting or a big open house, and we never like really invited people in to be like, hey, what's up? Come and check us out. We want to show you around what we've done with the building and show you what we actually do as a business. So if you're not doing anything, or if you are doing something on Friday, March 10th from 11 to 2, go ahead, reach out to those folks and cancel your previous arrangements and then reschedule and come on down here and hang out with us.
It's a week from tomorrow.
Yeah, a week from tomorrow.
Yeah. It's going to be a beautiful day.
It's going to be
forecast.
Good. Yeah, I'm hoping. My birthday is on Saturday the 11th, so I was like, let's just throw a rager and just go hard all weekend. So
Saturday. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Saturday all birthday. Night. Saturday birthday, Friday night. Yeah. Having it, Friday afternoon. I mean, Friday in downtown will be fun, man. It's always good.
But there's always like a good mess of people that come down. It's like Friday is the day to go out to eat for lunch with your buddies or your coworkers and stuff. So we always see like a big, huge influx of people coming down for lunch on Fridays. And we're like, why not? Like it's perfect opportunity. So we'll have coffee and beer, depending on what you're into, at your lunch hour. So you can have both if you wish. So super excited for that.
It's legal. It's not, if you're 21, you can drink a beer at lunch, right? If you're not driving,
absolutely. Yeah, you can get one in you. So it should be fun time.
Or two.
Or two. Yeah, we'll have them around. So, but anyway, appreciate you coming out. You got a whole bunch of stuff going on, man. And so, didn't know you personally before tonight. So I figured, why not? Why not just make it happen?
Man, it's fun. I've always wanted to be on TV and radio. I get to do both. It feels like we're on radio, but
it has a sound.
The sound is good. I love it. I love being here. I appreciate you being here. Excuse me. I've kind of followed you from afar, and just some of the stuff that you've been doing for this community has been awesome. Most people around here are standoffish, and they don't like newcomers coming in. This guy from Ohio. What in the world is he? Ohio State fan?
Yankee.
Yeah, Yankee.
Which is funny. I'm a Cubs fan, so
How do you? Hey.
WGN, and so they didn't have like the regional sports channels yet when I was like mid 90s growing up. So we got cable,
TBS, WGN.
So we watched a lot of Braves games and a lot of Cubs games just because they were on the cable network.
You're a White Sox fan too. They showed a few White Sox games, not many.
I just never got into the White Sox.
You can put it on the board. They love those guys, man. Steve Stone actually left the Cubs broadcast and went to be a White Sox.
Oh, he's a trader.
Yeah, man, he's a trader. Yeah. He's the play-by-play, the color guy. He's the color guy. That's what I said.
I think I especially took to the Cubs because of Wrigley Field. It's in a freaking neighborhood, man. Like, it's so cool.
I've never been. I've always wanted to
you gotta go check it out.
Yeah, I think my brother's been. I've always wanted. I've only been to. I've seen the Braves play. I went to the Orioles stadium, the old at
Camden Yard.
Well,
it
was where they had the horse race. Is
that Beulah? No, that's
one of the. Yeah, it's one of the Triple Crown races. I can't remember, but it was. We went there when Cal Ripken, but that was the Camden Yards when Cal Ripken broke the record for most consecutive games. We went that year. My dad and a couple of friends and Chris, my brother, and just the guys went to see him play. Mm-hmm. He hit 2 home runs during that series, I remember, but he broke the record later in the year, but we did get to see him that. Well, so I have been to Camden Yards, and I've been to Fulton County Stadium, the old Fulton County Stadium.
Oh, yeah.
It was torn down, and then we've been to the Turner Field. I have not been to the new Braves Field. I'm a Braves fan, so but I would love to get a Wrigley.
Dude,
you make that happen.
Yeah, I'm trying to, man. I'm trying. I think we were just randomly a couple of weeks ago, Joe Hargett hit me up and he was like, hey, man, we need to go to Wrigley.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's go. He's like, we're doing it this year. And I was like, cool. And I was like, here's the dates for the Phillies Cubs series. And he was like, man. Oh, no shit. So we're trying.
Is he a Phillies fan?
He's a Phillies fan. Oh, yeah.
That's surprising. The Phillies are good. I like the Phillies. I like the East, the National League East, my team. You know, I like them. Yeah. Bryce Harper,
Yeah. I watched a lot of like Reds games and stuff in high school because by the time I got to like high school, they had the like the sports, the regional
CSN
sports.
Net or something.
Yeah,
like
Fox Sports Net was ours up there, and they would play all like the Fox Sports Net would play the Red series, and then Sports Time Ohio was Cleveland for the Indians.
Yeah.
So it was like we had 2 different channels that we'd get in Columbus by being by proxy.
Did you know? Yeah, Cleveland. They had Kinston was the affiliate.
Yeah.
For Kinston was the affiliate for Cleveland, and back then when Manny Ramirez was, when he played in Kinston briefly, like for maybe
just like a second,
like a month. Yeah. And me and my buddy Tommy Grady came and we got autographs, got his autograph and stuff. Man, we had like 4 or 5 of them. And
I love Manny.
Manny being Manny, man. He was awesome, dude. I remember he didn't stay long, obviously, because he was just he was that good of a player. I mean, he was one of the best players. Albert Bell played, Joey Bell. Albert don't call me Joey.
Yeah, I'm big. I know Albert a bunch for sure.
Yeah.
He was big. So like my 2nd grade teacher was like a mega Indians fan, and he would always like in that time, he would have to like he would tell us about. He'd come in and he'd be all tired, and you're like, oh, Mr. McIntosh, why are you so like? Your eyes, like you look. And he's like, yeah, I was up last night. It was a really good Indians game, and I was listening to it on my Walkman.
Oh, the Sunday Walkman.
Yeah, he's like listening to it on his Walkman on the AM channel in bed and stuff, and it was like kind of funny,
I love when Charlie Sheen came in there and pitched. He was a good pitcher, man. He was awesome, dude. That was a great team, that Major League team.
They were good. Oh, did you know? We've learned this a couple episodes back. I'll go ahead and maybe put the little thing right here, but check out the episode with Matthew Young. He let us know he's from Columbus, Georgia.
Okay.
So we're both Columbus kids, but I'm Columbus, Ohio. He was Columbus, Georgia. And in Columbus, Georgia, they had a minor league baseball team that was also in the Indians farm system.
Wow. So how many, was it a single A team or double A?
I think it was either, I don't know if it was like an A or a double A team.
Right.
Because I didn't know about it. He was explaining it to me, but he actually grew up in Columbus, Georgia, and they had a minor league baseball team that was associated with the Indians. As well. So then he moved from, he was like, oh, I'm taking this job in Kinston. He was like, why does Kinston sound familiar? And then he looked it up and he was like, oh my gosh, because our players either came from there or went there. Some correlation there.
Yeah, anytime I collected baseball cards when I was younger, because the Indians, there used to be the Kinston Eagles years ago, they were a Blue Jays affiliate.
Okay.
So the Eagles were here. That's when I think
70s,
Dave Winfield was played. Cecil Fielder also played on that team. Yeah, so they were from the Kinston Eagles. Then they changed the name to the Kinston Blue Jays. So they were a Blue Jays affiliate in Toronto. Albert? No. He won the World Series against the Braves. They had, I can't remember. He hit that home run to win Game 6, I think. He hit a 2-run home. Joe Carter.
Oh,
Joe Carter, right. Joe Carter played in Kinston for the Blue Jays, and then they changed the name to the Indians at that point. And then, so we, you flip it over like these cars back in the 80s, you're like, after you rip the bubble gum off.
Yeah.
That's how but you see Kinston, you see where if they play for the Indians, if they're in the major leagues, you look and say, oh, yeah, they did play for Kinston. You put those aside, because then, it was a big deal. I mean, I didn't realize what kind of, a privilege it is to have a minor league baseball team in town. Not every city.
Cool, man.
Yeah, man. People don't go to these games. I don't understand why. They love baseball, man.
I do not understand why the local people drive here from all over to go to games there, like just for like a weeknight or like a weekend thing with their family.
That's a field of dreams, man.
It's a really cool ass stadium. It's very taken for granted here locally. I would agree.
I love baseball, man. We can talk baseball all day.
Oh, I'm telling you. So I actually threw out some Columbus Clippers cards today because I finally we were going through some stuff in the back. You know how baseball cards are like.
Yeah, some are good.
You can't keep all of them. You know what I mean? So, but I reached into a bag of them today and was like, I went, That's a Columbus Clippers card. I remember the day I bought this box of cards. I had this one in it, and it was kind of interesting. Like,
did you keep it?
I think I maybe kept that one, and then the rest of it.
Got to be in perfect condition though. I'd like to keep it. Right?
Yeah, they're worth nothing except for the sentimental value of like today was
childhood,
like,
man.
Damn, I remember the day I bought those with my grandparents.
You think it's so big, and you take it to your daughters or your son, and you're like, "Hey, man, look, dude." He's like, "I don't care, Dad. Yeah, cool. Where was that?"
It's a picture of some dude with a hat on. Yeah.
This is paper. This is crappy.
Exactly.
It's not 3D. Yeah.
So we had in Columbus, we had the Columbus Clippers when I was in the mid '90s. We were the AAA team for the Yanks.
Yeah, that's right. They were. I do remember the Columbus, and cool. That was. I mean, that's where Jeter played. I think Jeter play there.
I remember distinctly watching a game that had Jeter, Posada, and Riviera came in to close it out.
All played in Columbus,
and they were all in AAA at the time. Yeah. This was like '94-ish.
So the Durham.
I was like
Durham
6.
Durham was similar. They had the Durham Bulls. The Durham Bulls, you remember Bull Durham in single A, but they were in the movie in Bull Durham. They mentioned Kinston in there briefly. Susan Sarandon is going through the schedule, and she goes, "We took 3 in Kinston and blah blah blah." But there's a mention of Kinston, but they ended up being a AAA team, and they were the Braves affiliate. They were White Sox at one point, but then they were originally a Braves affiliate, and we'd see Ryan Klesko played there. I remember. I mean, you traveled to Durham to go see AAA. These players that the Braves drafted, you could go see them play. Mm-hmm. You knew that. I mean, back then when baseball, when you're growing up, and me too. I mean, in the '90s, baseball was huge. I mean, baseball cards. So imagine going to a Columbus game and seeing those 3 Hall of Famers, man. Gosh.
Yeah, we saw other people, notables that we saw kind of come through there. It was like we made it out to check the Daryl Strawberry rehab assignment, which he was rehabbing baseball and rehabbing real life at the same time at that point. And then we saw Dion actually play there too in minor league for the Louisville Bats when I think he was briefly signed with the Cincinnati Reds.
Was that before the Braves?
After the Braves.
After the Braves.
This was like the second time he was trying to do baseball.
Yeah.
I think.
Dion, man. Gosh.
Dude, this guy, so they went out, it's like the middle of the 5th, and they go out and they re-drag the dirt.
Yeah.
He was the first batter up after they re-drug the dirt. Dude hit a pop fly and takes off. He rounds first. He almost hits the grass. He rounds second. He almost hits the grass. He's behind the shortstop. That's how far
he's like taking a wives. Yeah.
And they caught the ball, and he was like between second and third.
Oh man!
Like at the warning track.
You should get a base for that.
Isn't that nuts?
You should get first base for that.
That's nuts.
If you can beat that song, man.
If you can get past the shortstop on a fly ball, you should get a single.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I like that. That's an interesting rule.
Yeah, you gotta give.
I'll have to hit up the Savannah Bananas on that and be like, hey, if Banana Ball should grant a free base if you make it past second before the ball's caught.
I love those teams that do that stuff like that.
Why not?
Yeah, man. Gosh, it makes it interesting. Baseball's getting a little boring, trying to calling a game after somebody times out at the batter's box. You don't do that, man.
Did you see that the other day?
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
I think it's hilarious.
You like it?
I don't know if I like it or I don't. I like that we're talking about it though.
Yeah.
Because if you're baseball, do you care if it's making? All right, this is a really weird perception. If you're not getting talked about because hockey's about to overtake you as like the 3rd most popular sport in the country or inner sport here because
love the sport.
It's football, basketball, gray area. Mm-hmm. Baseball's getting talked about a lot because all of a sudden you just had a guy literally step out of the batter's box for so long that he takes the 3rd strike in a tie ball game in the bottom of the 9th. The base is loaded.
And he knew, but see, that's what he was trying to, I don't know. I have an opinion either.
What is your opinion?
My opinion is the batter knew he did that for a purpose. He did that for a reason. Yeah. I mean, he's trying to prove a point, but you didn't lose the game.
Yeah, you lost an opportunity to win.
Yeah, an opportunity to win the game. And
that moment,
so are you giving up your chance to be I guess he's being talked about either way, but maybe he's going to forever solidify his name in baseball history as the first one. Yeah.
It's great for baseball.
I don't know, man.
Whether it's good or bad for baseball of the game, the fact that they're in the news and they're being talked about, they've captured the headlines for at least 2 days on that. Yeah, really hard. And then
it's college basketball, NBA basketball right now. That's all they talk about. How many did Curry score?
When's the last time that someone in February was like, oh my gosh, and when we return, breaking news from the Major League Baseball spring training circuit.
Spring training game, yeah.
It's never happened.
Probably when Jordan was coming up.
Birmingham.
Yeah, when he was probably in minor leagues. That's the most pub a February story got because he was.
So in that case, Smacked it out of the park, pun intended. I mean, they nailed it.
Yeah. Bud Selig is still the commissioner of baseball.
I can't believe he's still alive, man. That dude looks like he's been gone for about 5 years now.
No, Lord. I liked him, though. Sorry.
Is he? No. We got Manfred.
He might have died. Yeah, he's not the commissioner, but he was a Brewer's owner, right? He owned the Brewers.
I think you're correct, yeah.
He loved the beer. Anytime you own a Milwaukee team, you're going to.
They know how to do it. This is Wisconsin, baby.
Yeah, that's all you can drink.
I think there was like this funny thing I saw the other day. This is super off topic, but on topic. It was like a list of the top 10 drinking cities in the country, and I think 7 or 8 of them were in the state of Wisconsin.
Oh my god,
dude! It was super hilarious.
Yeah, because it's so cold, man. I mean, what do you do? You just sit and drink beer? I mean, you can't drink liquor.
They're real winners up there too.
They ice fish too there. Yeah, ice fishing.
Have you been ice fishing?
No, I would love to.
Dude, I'm telling you,
it's fun. Y'all do that in Ohio, don't you?
When we get lucky. Not every year can you do it.
Yeah, because it would have to really, really get cold to freeze a lake.
Yeah.
There, man, gosh, I would be scared to death. I've seen where people have fallen through the ice doing that, but
yeah, it's sketch.
Not in Wisconsin.
There's a super cool video from I think 2 years ago. So Buckeye Lake was the lake that I've done my ice fishing on. It's like 4 to 12 feet deep, super shallow. Mm-hmm. And it's really just a party lake. Like it was a part of this canal system, and then they dammed it all up and made a lake out of it, more or less, so that people in Columbus would have a place to just go. It was like 40 minutes out of town, cool. And then they built houses around it and stuff. So it's kind of like Buckeye Swamp, but it's really what it is. But it's a great lake to do ice fishing on because it freezes really quickly. It's not that deep.
Right.
But just like 2 or 3 years ago, since we lived down here, and I never did this, but there was a video, maybe the second winter that we lived down here, and there's people out on the lake literally running dirt bikes. They had like a little racetrack set up, and they're out there running dirt bikes with spike tires, and this dude's like hauling ass around. He's just driving in a circle.
Was somebody fishing there? Was he doing it?
No, they were fishing in other portions of the lake. But the lake was so big, you just walk right out onto it and go.
If you fall in the water, though, you're going to die of hypothermia. I mean, you may not die. I mean, you got to get out quick.
And at that lake, like if you fall in, like you're probably touching the bottom though.
Oh yeah, it's all ice all the way down.
Well, no, it's just you'd have like 6 or 8 inches thick of ice on top.
Right.
But like most of that lake is only 4 feet tall.
Yeah, okay.
Or 4 feet deep in the wintertime because the dam, they'll like lower the water level.
Right.
Because they know they lower the water level in the fall, and they keep it low all through the winter, knowing that in the spring, when they have the fallout and the spring rains, if you get those at the same time all at once, you can have a lot of flooding. So in general, this is something that like I don't understand in North Carolina. Build reservoirs and manage the effing water. It is not that hard.
Oh my God.
I do not understand why there's such a freaking problem with this. But in Columbus, there's tons of reservoirs for all of the rivers that flow through, and they reservoir all of them north of Columbus, and then the engineers or civil engineers, whatever it is.
The Army Corps of Engineers,
they'll regulate it, and they'll drain this one, and they'll drain this one, then they'll drain this one. And they all have a congruence south of the city.
Right, so now you're safe from any flooding.
Crazy
That's an idea. Well, that's a good idea.
But yeah, they draw them all the way down in the springtime, or in the fall, they keep them low through the wintertime. And then, because the reasoning is you never know, it's hard to control how much snow or ice you're going to get in February and March. And sometimes it'll be cold. And I mean, you'll get like 2 or 3 or 4 good snow systems will come through. And yeah, you shovel it off the roads and that's great. But then you got these huge like glaciers and parking lots that are just full of snow.
Take forever.
Eventually they got to cool down. They warm up and they melt down. Yeah. But then usually when they're melting down, you're in April. Yeah. It comes in April.
April rains.
Showers bring May flowers. And so you get the rain and the melt all happening at the same time. It's a lot of water to deal with, and so that's why they do it.
Yeah, I mean, I lived up there I lived in Raleigh for 12 years, and when that first flood we had was just, I mean, we hadn't flooded in over 200 years, and now
right.
We're gonna open the dam. Let's open the dam.
I don't get it.
Let's save these people here.
Yeah.
Let's destroy a town and a couple of towns down there that are historic,
Yeah.
It's all right. Yeah, they ain't got much money. They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't pay a lot of taxes.
All the people are up here now, so who really cares?
Yeah, everybody's moving to Raleigh. Come on now.
It is really funny though. I don't understand it. Some of my favorite guys right there just rolling by.
Who's that? Oh, you want to tell?
I don't even like. Okay, I don't even like giving him any play because he drives me nuts.
Do you tell me off the air?
Yeah, I will for sure. Okay. Well, anywho, man, man, we're already rock and roll. That was like great.
Yeah, man, 25, it knocked it out. Some good rambling.
Yeah, that's what I do best. So it's really
no, it's some good stuff, man. It's flying by. Well, Tommy feels left out of it. My son Thomas over here is left out.
He gives away though.
Yeah, he's gonna get. He's patient.
Yeah,
he's asleep. He might be taking a nap.
I believe that. I'm trying to do that.
Don't you wish you could take a nap in the middle of the day? Or do you take naps during the day?
It just depends. Once we live upstairs, I'm really going to start taking the naps. But no, we don't. I don't do naps, but I do the no alarm clock lifestyle.
Well, my uncle did this. My dad had passed away, and we had a bunch of people over at the house, and my uncle comes and it's like we eats and stuff, and it's like 12:30, 1 o'clock, and he goes up to my mom and says, "Hey, Alice, have you got a bed upstairs? I can take a nap." She's like, "Yeah, what? Yeah, I can take a nap. Yeah, you can go take a nap." Sure. He's taking a nap every day of his life, he says, at lunch at the same time, my uncle. And so, or he's actually my cousin, my dad's first cousin. And so in the middle of a funeral, after we got done burying him, he wanted to go take a nap. Well, you can take a nap anytime you want to. That's just an odd deal. Yeah. I know it's kind of random, but hey.
It's sleep, man. So
yeah, you need it. He needs it. And it made him, he's 80-something years old, so I think naps are good.
Yeah, I'm 34. I like a good nap right now, but yeah we do we kind of like work till we can't keep our eyes open type thing. Yeah. Like we kind of like go, our like day to day is no alarm set. We generally wake up naturally because kids are homeschooled. So, and then we don't have, like, our boss is like the banker. So it's whatever. And so we, most of the time.
The bank's open.
Yeah, they're going to be open. They don't open till 9. So, like, why do you need to be up before the bank? And that's the only person that you have to worry about. But yeah, we'll like wake up naturally. Usually like 8:09 is like my bam. I'm like awake, which most people, they're already at the job.
Summertime is you're probably going to wake up earlier than that, though, right? Well, the sun comes out pretty early.
It just depends. I'm not real big on like the doing of the sun. Like I know, like,
you can block it off up here.
Yeah, it's whatever. But like, we kind of work. We do that. We get up at like 8, make it into work about 9 or 10, something like that. I try not to schedule anything before 10 o'clock, like ever, because then I got to set the alarm to make sure I make it, which is not the end of the world.
I'm like that, man.
But I like to just be like chilling in the morning. Man. I want my body to tell me when I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like that. My wife drives her crazy, but I like working at night. I like working at 10 o'clock. After 10, man, I do my best work. I write better.
Exactly.
At 10 o'clock, my head is clear finally.
Yep.
And I can go outside and, I can partake a couple of times and I'm good. Yep. I'm ready to write. Things start flowing better. I mean, I think you need that. Yeah. Everybody's so hustle bustle. You got to be here a certain time, and I like that idea.
It's kind of more forced, So
you're forced, You can't do anything. Exactly. Nothing is done well if it's forced or rushed.
Yeah, like, what kind of good work are you doing if you set an alarm, wake yourself up early, and then you don't want to be there and you're tired from the night before?
Not motivated.
Right, you're showing the man that you're showing up to work and you're doing his work for him, but I don't know. It's just
because nobody's working anyway. They're just talking. They're just sitting there talking.
That used to piss me off more than anything. Was like, okay, so if I show up at 9 and I start working the minute I walk in the door, or if I show up at 7:55 and I get my coffee and then me and the girls talk about all the bullshit that doesn't really matter until 9, and then they all actually go to their desk and start working at 9. Mm-hmm. Well, like, what was the point? Yeah, you're not paying me from 8 to 9, so just chill.
I'd rather they go to lunch and then me come in when they go to lunch and I work.
Yeah. There's some people that just want to like show up to just talk and socialize, and I'm just like, that's great. Y'all do that. I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, a lot of people they do all that stuff before lunch, and then when they get back from lunch, it's time to work.
Okay. It's like,
I'm glad you decided to work.
You got 4 hours in you today. That's really good.
I've been talking
because at 5 everyone's ready to scram.
Yeah.
See, I'm not like that. I work till. We pretty much we'll show up between 9 and 10. We almost work through lunch or occasionally take a lunch, that's whatever. And then we come back, we grind it out till about 4, 5, 5:30, sometimes 6. And then it's like, all right, cool. Let's go unwind for a minute. Let's grab food again, maybe grab a beer or two. And then by like 8 o'clock, I'm back on it. Yeah. And I work from like 8 to 11, 8 to 12, something like that.
Yeah.
Shut it down. Yeah. Maybe watch one episode. Oh, dude, are you into the WWF at all?
I used to be, but I've getting a little bit. I saw Dusty Rhodes. I saw some of this stuff now. I've been getting into some of the NWA stuff, the old wrestling stuff, Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
So I've kind of now it's kind of making me want to watch WWE again a little bit. I've I've been to several matches with my oldest son. Tommy's never been to a WWE. I want to take him though. Now I want to take him. Are y'all doing some matches like that? Are y'all?
So I've never actually been to one, but I was real big on watching it when I was like super young, like toddler to like 7 years old. And then I started doing like wrestling as a sport. Yeah. But the A&E Biography Series. Have you seen this?
No.
A&E has a biography series on the old school WWF wrestlers. And they have to say WWE the whole time, even though a lot of the guys are talking about never actually wrestling the WWE because the whole copyright change and our trademark and all that stuff. But this series is freaking dope. And my wife hates it because she doesn't know. And she watches it and she's like, that Macho Man guy is like such a clown. Like, she's like, how can you even...
Macho Man, he's awesome.
How can you even take this seriously? And I was like, that's the point, is it's so ridiculous. Yeah. If you can't watch that and laugh and be like, isn't that freaking hilarious?
And you know what the argument was, say, when we were kids? Like, is it real or not?
Yeah, because
we'd fight. People would fight you over that.
Dude, you got to check this out. So I'm telling you got to check out the series. I made it to like episode 4 of the first season.
Okay, man, I got to
So it starts, the first one's Stone Cold. The second one is Rowdy Piper.
Oh, yeah. He punched, didn't he hit Geraldo? Didn't he punch him in the face?
I think so.
Because he asked him for wrestling.
Actually.
Or is John Stansel, one of the 20?
They didn't put that in that. They should have put. I don't think they put that in that episode.
I thought it was Roddy Piper, but go ahead.
I think so too.
I'm sorry, man.
Because he had his own show too. He had like a little podcast that he was doing in the 80s when it wasn't called a podcast, but there was the Roddy Piper show. I don't know what it was called, but like he kind of like went left of WWF and was like, F you, Vince. And started hosting his own show and then having random people. And then he'd start beating the shit out of his guests on his show. Dude,
so fun. Yeah, come on, Michelle.
Roddy, yeah.
Oh, my God.
So we got to start doing that on this podcast.
Yeah, no. You're giving a chokehold. I'm down.
It was too funny, but dude, you got to check it out.
What's the third one? Who was after that?
Third is Macho Man.
And
then 4 was, is it?
Jim Duggan.
Shawn Michaels?
Yeah, I don't know. I know who he is. But
I didn't know much about him, but I learned a lot.
So they're doing like new, old kind of deal.
They kind of, I think they're trying to like, I think in season 1, they're just trying to like appeal to as many people as possible, which makes sense.
Hulk Hogan's got to be near the last, probably.
That's my guy.
Yeah. Oh, man, the Hulk.
Because my last name's Holcomb.
Yeah, there you go, And you're the Holcomb.
So I was tiny. I was a little teeny tiny kid. And then my last name's Holcomb. Yeah. And then I liked Hulk Hogan because of the name. Yeah. And then I started actually doing wrestling in like 2nd grade. And these kids thought it was.
Did you see that? You've been awesome though. The kid that did it for what's Hulk Hogan? He was at one of the signings, and he goes, "Brother," rips his shirt off. Like, it was awesome, dude. It was recent. I think it was a recent TikTok or something, and it was just awesome. I think he had already done it before when he was younger. And then he came back like he was like 6 or 7 and did it again.
Okay, yeah.
And Hulk Hogan remembered him then because they showed it. It's pretty neat, man. But so that generational, man, from even Thomas knows who Hulk Hogan is. I mean, everybody, the guy's just the best at him. And the WrestleMania, when they started making you do pay-per-view, and then that was the smartest thing he ever did. Because I begged.
Hate him all you want, but he's a genius.
Because, look, they hooked you big time. That was the biggest hook ever in the history of hooks right there.
You remember the Click?
Which one was that?
The Click? It was, I think it was like Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a big
Click.
Controversy, yeah.
So what you're talking about with the, like, is it real, is it not real? Mm-hmm. Remember at that time, no one had a camera phone.
Okay.
So, like, early 90s, no one's got a camera. For you to take a camera into the event was damn near impossible because you got to go through security.
Okay.
Well, these kids had actually snuck in like a camcorder. I don't know. It must have been some like ridiculously expensive camcorder that was smallish at the time, and they snuck it through the gate and they got in.
Okay.
And the Clique had like this whole fight, and it was like the members of the Clique. I just watched this like 2 nights ago. So the members of the Clique like they had like a falling out, and then they fought each other in like the cage. And then after the match, they all stood up and they all held hands and they were like holding each other's arms up like this, and they were all friends again.
Right.
And it was like, and these kids that snuck this camcorder in were recording from inside. I think it was Madison Square Garden. They were recording it, and then they put it out, and they like sold the footage to like the news or something. And somehow it comes out of like all the main TV cameras for that event.
They didn't show
went
that
to
part.
commercial.
Yeah.
When, you know, so-and-so's laying there on the mat and it's whatever. And then they all stood up and they were all good friends and they walked around and they were like, you know, everything's
Kumbaya,
cool. We were working together. And it was like, but you were just beating that dude's face in like 17 seconds ago. Like, what do you mean you're all standing up smiling and like saluting the crowd, all four of you together, holding each other's hands up? And then that's what actually started the whole like, oh, it really is fake. That was the first time, because up until that point, if you went to an event and you're like, yeah, and after the fight, they all stood up and they smiled and hugged each other and they were all like, they were best friends. Like they weren't just really trying to hurt each other. And at that point, you could just be like, oh, whatever. Johnny,
you can't. Yeah.
Johnny, you're just a kid. Shut up.
You don't know what you're saying.
You have no proof. And so that was like a big breaking moment. Episode 4.
Well, see, when I knew, you know, they had Daniel, what's Daniel, the Yes Man? Remember the Yes Man?
I do, but I don't.
He hurt his back. I think he had to have back surgery or something, but him and John Cena and them came to the RBC Center in Raleigh, and when we parked where the buses were, that's where our parking spot where the wrestlers came out. Mm-hmm. We didn't know we were parked right there, so we're coming out. We're waiting in traffic, and we're sitting at the front where the line of, you know how the RBC Center is the rows of cars, and then you're like in the lane to come out to get in the main lane. Well, the guy John Cena pulls out driving a car. The rental car is driving John Cena right there. Like, hey, John, where are you going? Dude, what are you doing? You're driving your car by yourself. He's leaving the arena. Yeah. And then the Yes Man, and I'm blowing the horn. I was wasted, man. I was drinking. And I said, get out of here. You need to let us in. You know, I didn't know who it was. And then he turned around, and he looked at me, and I said, oh, okay, go ahead.
We're chilling,
Yeah. I didn't want to tick him off, but it was funny because they just wrestled somebody. You'd think they would be fighting all the way out the door, you know, when they're leaving. You know, they hated each other so much that they're just, you know, because when you're fighting somebody, you're not a punk. You're not going to let the guy walk out and say, hey, man, good fight, man. You did good. No, I'm gonna fight you till you can't get up. Yeah, you know. Yeah. So I hate that, man. That people believe is fake, but it's real.
Yeah, it's real. I think so too. So that was my wife. She was like, "How can you? If it's all fake, why do all these guys have injuries?" And I was like, well, they're still jumping from ridiculous heights, and like they're not trying to actually drop the elbow in the dude's chest. But like when you try to not do that, you still have to stop the fall somewhere. Yeah. And that's the wear and the tear. Plus they are like so jacked on the steroids and stuff that like the joints can't hang with all that extra pressure all the time and stuff. But I was like this one particular thing in the Stone Cold episode was like, you know, he throws a dude off the ropes and he was coming through and he went to hit him and he hit the dude so hard and the dude exaggerated it so much that when he fell back, his boot came up and caught Stone Cold in the mouth. Oh, so like, he was actually meant, you know, everything there was staged, but the dude's boot actually did come up so hard it caught him in the lip and the dude's got a freaking busted lip. So he's got stitches and stuff and he's got to so they took him from that match. He rolls over, pins the guy, and then he runs. And he's actually, it was legitimate blood because he actually did get caught in the lip. And it was like, that wasn't actually a part of the choreography. You know, sometimes when you're dancing, you a little bit.
I mean, you're going to hit something. I mean, it's going to happen. You're going to trip and fall. It's not perfect. I mean, you got to do it.
It's still like they're coming off the turnbuckle.
Yeah, they're hitting chairs, landing on chairs. You're taking a chair and hitting somebody. It's not a fake chair. I mean, you know, he's getting hit, but.
It's wild.
One quick thing back, and I swear this is, and my brother can verify this too. Back in the day when Granger Stadium, they would host these wrestling events when Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, all these old school wrestlers. And I remember we were down below watching, and Ric Flair had his hair was so blonde, right? It was super blonde, but he got hit in the face like during the match. And you can see the ketchup pack fly out of his hand. And he's got blood all over his face, but there's ketchup pack right there. And I'm like, Chris, I said, look, man. He said, that's not ketchup. That's real blood or something. But, I mean, then I even still believed it was real, even though I saw that. Or maybe just happened to have ketchup in his hand, you know, when he hit him.
Yeah, he just was eating it's at a stadium. He was probably having a hot dog.
I mean, he walked by, and like the crowd, he can smell ketchup in his blonde hair. You know, it smells like he ate 5 or 6 hot dogs that day.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's crazy, but
he could have been known as the Glizzy Gladiator. You never know.
Dude, he was. I can't believe that guy's still rolling, man.
Dude, so I wrestled in an actual, like a real, like a folk style, high school style wrestling tournament once in Ohio, and it was called the Tournament of Champions, and you had to like get top 2 at these other qualifier tournaments to be able to like go into that tournament. And we were there, and like I think it was like his nephew was also not in my weight class or anything. But like at that same tournament, his nephew was actually doing folk style wrestling, and so he was actually there. It was like at the fairgrounds in Columbus.
Oh yeah.
And so like Ric Flair was actually at the event just to watch his nephew actually do wrestling with rules. But I don't really remember much of that. I was 7 years old at the time, and I had to lose like 6 pounds, I think, so I weighed 51 pounds. And I really,
Gotta be 45 pounds.
I needed to be 45 because the 50-pound weight class was just too tough. So they were like, just dude, try and get yourself into the 45-pound weight class. And so I remember having like horrible. I had the runs like terribly.
Oh my God,
so
it was dehydrated bad.
Yeah, they were like, oh dude, you're up in like 6 minutes on the mat, and I was like, I can't. Like I got to run and go to the restroom.
Oh my God,
that was like horrible. You know, it's the things you do when you're trying to make it happen.
Yeah, No Holds Barred. You're talking about No Holds Barred. That movie. Just how much we love wrestling. The cartoon. You don't make your wife watch the cartoon, the WrestleMania cartoon.
I know. I want to get the game on regular Nintendo. I love that, man. That's what I used to play all the time.
But that cartoon is awesome, man. And No Holds Barred was really good. It was a good movie, man. It was kind of sad.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you remember seeing that?
I think so. Yeah. I got to rewatch it. I don't know much about it, but I do remember having it on the TV when I was young.
Yeah, that's a good show.
Yeah.
I mean, a good movie. It was about, you pay. Yeah, and those guys like Mr. T and Hulk Hogan, Paul, whatever, went on to Rocky or in Rocky, a bunch of other.
That's right. Acting. Yeah, I forgot about Hulk Hogan being in Rocky. That was cool too.
He's a mean guy.
Yeah, Terry.
That's his name, Terry. Andrews, right? No, Terry. Something.
I can't remember.
Cut it. No, I'm just
kidding. No cuts here on the Kicking It With. But yeah, Terry something. But yeah. Hilarious. He's got to be one of the episodes. I haven't looked ahead to see like who is coming up in this episodes of the thing because I'm trying to like keep myself surprised. I want to like experience it as it goes for sure.
Look at this guy over here.
I like it, moving around, staying fluid.
Yeah, he's trying to strum a little bit over there, but I love wrestling, man. I want to check that if my wife, I think she would have the same reaction. She would watch it for a little bit, but she wouldn't be getting bored with it. So
my wife's very uninterested.
Yeah.
But she lets me watch it.
So. Yeah, let's see. You're good. You're golden. Yeah. You're golden.
Yeah, trying hard. Well, man, I originally I think came across you when you started a gig for a local sports news company and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I really wasn't sure about it, and then like you came in today and I was like, oh, that's right. That's exactly how I did. But what's all going on, man? What do you have going on? You've got Hump's Heroes, and that's your main gig.
Right.
You're working with ENC Moments, I think, and
Genius and Brian. Yeah.
Good
I love
people.
those guys. Yeah, man.
They're very unbiased, which we love.
Yeah. Look, Brian got on me last night. First time he's ever got on me. I wrote a game story for South Lenore at Southern Wayne. Mm-hmm. And I was there for the entire game from first pitch to last pitch. It was like 3 hours, right? It was cold.
No pitch clock?
No. Yeah. I wish there was. It was one of those. But in baseball, and as you know as well as anybody, it's a game that you got to love it or hate it. But you love it or hate it, but you really got to kind of pay attention to what's going on. And after this first inning, it was 6-0. South Lenore was losing 6-0. The game was decided then. It was pretty much decided. I mean, they made an attempt to come back, but I wrote a 5-sentence game story, which was unacceptable. And because I didn't know what else to write in between. I'd never really written baseball stories. I've written basketball and football a lot. And but Brian said, this is unacceptable, man. You got to do better. And I was like, I was like a slap on the wrist. And I was like, yes, sir, I do. You're right. I really need some help with these baseball deals. So I went to Parrot tonight, and I think I'll do better tonight. And but yes, I love working with them. They're laid back. They let me cover whoever pretty much I want to cover. Genius is all over, man. So I don't know. I try to let him tell me where it needs me because I don't want to. I mean, he'll go wherever he needs to go. Whichever game is the important game, he'll be there. So
right.
So, but yeah, I love it.
I saw. I think today, or at least in the last week, it has been posted. But I noticed it today or yesterday. Was he put out like ENC Moments 126 written stories a year.
Gosh, no.
And he had to throw in that 122 of them were his and 4 of them were
his. 4 were mine, right?
But it's still
I get some credit with that, man. 4.
I love the fact that he's growing so much at ENC Moments that boom, extra people writing and contributing to it. That's growth.
Yeah, that's and the thing with Junius is he will give credit where credit's due. Mm-hmm. He does not take the credit for, if he feels like you did good, he always gives me props. He always thanks me for doing it. And I had worked at places where the star was not seen. The star had to be known. But every good idea was not your idea. Every good idea came from somebody else, and then every bad idea came from you. Yeah, you were the bad. But they're not like that. They are very And I'm not doing it for glory anyway. I'm not doing. I love doing it. I love making a difference. I wrote something for a kid. I'll give her JoJo Mazingo. She is. All over Facebook, and her grandson, we were supposed to have trophies for him Sunday, and they didn't get their trophies. So I said, let me do a video of him, and let me interview him like he's a player.
Yeah.
So I did. It's on my blog and it's on Facebook as well.
Is it the basketball?
Yeah. Did you see that? Yeah. So Aiden, it's Aiden Rigsby, and Aiden Rigsby is a 8-year-old, and so I interviewed, and she the best feeling you can ever get is when somebody says, that made me cry. That brought me to tears that you did that. And that's all I want. I want to make somebody cry, man. That's what my job is, to write something to bring somebody to tears. Mm-hmm. I mean, and I write from the heart. Like I'm writing, and I usually am doing it conversationally, but I'm writing about somebody that I think deserves writing about. Somebody that may not get. I mean, people in this world, there's so many people. Everybody does good things. I mean, there are people that never get credit for. I mean, there's stuff that people don't know about you that you do, that I know now that you do, right, that people don't know, that you're not going to tell anybody. I mean, it's just stuff that comes up that you find out, and stuff that I think that needs to be reported. But the humility of a lot of people here, and I think somebody needs to be that voice to give them some credit, man. I mean, it's amazing the number of coaches out here, especially that have won and paid for kids and done this for kids, and all they get is one contract renewal for the next season, possibly, or they hear criticism from parents and fans, and So I want to be the voice for that person that does not get the credit they deserve. Excuse me. And I hope I'm doing that. I mean, that's why I started my blog to do that, because Junius can't pay me. I can write a bunch of stories. I can keep writing, and unfortunately, Junius doesn't have the funds just like me, and it's hard to do it. It's expensive. It's a lot of
travel, and the gas isn't free.
No, and the time is so. I mean, like you and I were talking about, and you do this. You know how long it takes to edit a video,
for sure,
and to put it together to make it look decent. I've learned it. I mean, it's hours sometimes, to make something that you're satisfied with, and then you worry if they're going to be happy with it. And that's something I'm getting better every day. I'm by no means think I'm the best at it. I think I have so much improvement. I welcome Brian's his feedback, because he's been doing it for a long time. He knows what he's talking about. And so is Judy.
And actually, they both did it at a newspaper. It's a fallen art nowadays, but that's still that's the formal background, the formal training, and that kind of vibe.
The AP. Junius worked for the AP.
Yeah.
I didn't know that till I heard your show. I watched Brian on your show. And
Brian had to tell us about it, because Junius wouldn't even tell us about himself.
I learned more about Junius on your show than I did on.
Yeah, you're working with him on stuff.
Yeah, and then Brian's and Brian's funny, man. He's super guy, nice, and he wants to get
that fly.
Yeah, that's not.
We had the door open because we were playing a little ping pong and stuff. Oh, yeah. So they love coming in when we have
chopsticks.
Yeah,
Danielson.
I like that.
Oh, that's not. Yeah, you shouldn't say that. You shouldn't say that. That was Mr. Miyagi though. But I love the blog. I really got started doing it. I wanted to write when I was. I did write when I was younger. I wrote some stuff, and I wrote songs. I was writing not music, but writing lyrics and stuff, and trying to make, just because that's sort of what I want to do, get in media, do some type of formal writing. And whether it's media, you know, be on TV or radio or just have something published. And first time I had something published was when I was at News Sports, and I got the job when BJ had changed over he decided to add sports once, I guess he lost some viewership maybe when Genius left, I think. Yeah,
because those guys were, and this is a little bit before my time, I think the whole separating of company, whatever, I'm on, kill this month.
Yeah, I can't stand them.
But, I know, I usually have my spray. But yeah, I think right about the time I was getting here was kind of when that thing was doing whatever it was doing, and they became two separate entities, or three at that point maybe. Yeah. I think like, you know, Brian and Junius all kind of split out of there, and they were doing their own thing and then helping each other and stuff. But which I think like ultimately worked out greatest for the both of them. I mean, now you got the Brian Hanks show. I mean, he's in episode 814. He's got a sponsorship up there on the video ad board here at 300 North Heritage. I mean, dude is doing it.
Yeah.
He's teamed up with, he's got Jason
Bryant,
sales executive to the stars, as he calls him. Doing his vibe. And then you got the Junius aspect. And Junius has like a weekly spot on the Brian Hanks show. And it's just like all of the things that have come out of that.
Dontrez Styles, he has him on there every week. And
Tuesdays with Trez.
And, I mean, he's doing great. Cool. I mean, he has these guests. I'm like, how does he know these people? But he knows so many people in the sports world.
He does a really good job, like shameless plug to Brian.
Yeah.
Some people have asked me like, oh, well, isn't that weird for you to have the Brian Hanks show on your video board where you're also promoting your podcast? Isn't that a conflict of interest? No, that's a small town mindset.
Yeah.
We help each other. We have common interest. We get along really well. We both really love the Wood Ducks. We both like sports. Like, we use the same roadcaster to produce our shows.
Why wouldn't you?
We're working together. We don't have to. He'll be like, hey, I had this guy on and he was great. You should reach out to him because he'd be great on your show too.
Yeah.
It's not a competition, bro. Like, we're all helping each other.
Yeah, and I think that at the other place I worked at, it was more of a single mindset of nobody really wanted to work together. And I thought that was kind of unfortunate because what Genius provided, regardless of whatever problems they had before I got there, I mean, there were some issues there, I think. And, I heard about it. I was right in the middle of it. When I got hired, it was a bad time. Really, for me, I was just there to write sports. I didn't need any of that other outside stuff that was going on. And I was thrown into it. And they let me stay in it. Nobody helped me out. And I was like, I didn't understand that part. Like, it was like, hey, you deal with it now, you know. And then some of the stuff, I felt like there was blood on my hands for things that shouldn't have been. I mean, it's just it makes sense not to have two different. Like, I'm at a game and then I see a new sports guy there. Why are we both here? You know, you think you're going to get, this town is not that big. No. You're not going to get that much viewership. You know, there are a lot of people out here that don't like certain people. They're not going to read your stuff because they don't like you. Mm-hmm. You know, people don't like me. They're not going to read my stuff because they don't like me. They might read News Sports. Well, there's not enough viewership or people out here to separate that. I mean, it makes no sense at all. Mm-hmm. Not to have one single sports outlet here, to me, and all work together and we can Mac Daddy this place like we can spread out instead of fighting over a North or North-South or football game. Man, come on, dude.
Yeah. It's like, it's the old guard mentality of, I just want to make sure that I'm getting the largest slice of the pie, with the lack of foresight of, you can put more pies in the oven.
Yeah.
It's not just one pie. If you work together, you might have three pies.
Yeah.
What if if you're a 15% slice of the pie, but then now you multiply to three pies and you're still getting 15%?
Still.
Isn't that 45? I mean,
45.
It's not 45% of the total, but it's 3x of what you were getting at 15%. I don't understand that. That's short-sighted math. We call it the old guard, man.
Yeah.
I don't understand it, but it's a mentality that gets destroyed in major cities because there's so many people coming to the table constantly. Like, we kind of talked about this a little bit before. So I was like, in an Ohio situation, in a suburb of Columbus, you can't stranglehold something forever because there might only be 3,000 people in that suburb at that time, but in the next 3 years, you're going to have 12,000 people in that suburb. So if you want to play the game of like, no, I think I'm going to hold my basketball over here, and if you guys do something I don't like, I'm going to take my ball and I'm going to go home. Yeah. That's fine, because there's like 4 more dudes coming into the neighborhood that have 3 balls apiece, and so they don't care about sharing the ball. Yeah. So I don't understand it. It's a super duper small city mindset or small town mindset. It's, in my opinion, what's going on in this Pink Hill situation down here, where this is, if you like drama or you like learning about stuff, you like watching stuff on TV, oh my God, Pink Hill is a killer show. Yeah. Pink Hill should have its own
it's a reality show.
It is literally like watching train cars falling off of the tracks on either side, and maybe there's a mushroom cloud coming soon where they're going to light it all on fire. Yeah. It is hilarious. It's like, what? I mean, what is the point? Oh, we don't want to have people have mixed drinks in a restaurant setting, but you can buy a bottle of liquor right there at the ABC store.
Yeah.
What in the hell? Get over yourself and your personal dilemmas and your personal stuff. It's the funniest thing to me. I do not get it.
I mean, poker is played a lot around there.
Yeah.
That's all I say. I mean, there's a lot of things goes on there that it's just what you don't know, what you don't talk about. People, it's not happening if you don't talk about it, but it is happening. And I mean, it's not. I mean, I got to be careful what I say about my Southern people over there, but it is a different way of living. I think they do need some new blood sometimes in some places, and they need to be able to kind of expand with the world. I mean, it's not, you're going to get left behind is what's going to happen. They're going to die out.
LaGrange is smoking everybody right now.
LaGrange is growing.
LaGrange is collaborating with everyone. And even people, something I've noticed about in LaGrange, people that dislike each other personally,
they work together.
Will collaborate for a business sense or for the town.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a couple of things that happened down there that is surprising that politically that they did work it out, that it really was kind of brushed under the rug. Some things that happened in the town council over there that people don't know about, but but I mean, they try to work it out. You work it out. I mean, you cannot, you don't know, you always assume that somebody does not like you. Whatever you're doing in this town, whatever your job is, whatever your goal is, whatever you want to do, there are going to be people that resist you no matter what.
For sure.
If somebody comes along that wants to do the same thing, why fight them? Just worry about do your thing.
Yep.
Don't fight somebody else trying to do the same thing.
Yep.
Why don't you maybe try to work with them a little bit? Maybe you can help each other.
Different flavors of ice cream.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Different styles of pizza. Different burger toppings.
Yeah. But that's what we're a melting pot. I mean, everybody but this county, I think. The melting pot is not really melting. It's not. It's still staying.
A hatred of like people with outside people with different ideas are seen in the negative light, and I do not understand that.
Yeah.
When like the world is proving that, like, and I'm not like the biggest like everyone combine everything all the time. I'm not like on that on a world setting, but like the cities that are growing in our country are bringing new people in with new ideas and learning from each other and working together and being like, everybody teaches, thank you.
You're Raleigh.
I'm better than you.
Raleigh in North Carolina is a perfect example. I lived there when they were in I went to school there from 93 until 95. I graduated. I stayed there. I got married, first marriage, and lived there until 2005. So I was there 12 years. That town, Raleigh grew everywhere around there. Now, and you would have to meet people where you worked or where you went that were from different countries, that were from different cities. A lot of Ohio people there. A lot of people from Ohio would come down to the Research Triangle Park, would work because the same industry was moving down south.
It's a very similar city to Columbus.
Yep. And I had friends, my buddy who worked for Glaxo was friends with like 10 people from Ohio, and I became friends with them too. And they're the same people. We're the same people. We like the same things. We like the same music. We love hockey. We love basketball.
Yeah, hockey up there.
Yeah, so they were, like you said, that quick. They could not resist any type of change. Raleigh had to change. Raleigh adapted, and those people took over, and Raleigh is better for it. They're growing, and the fastest growing city in the United States. One of them, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely top 5 for sure.
Yeah, and And not that I want Kinston to be a metropolitan area, man, but you got a sports. We're sports, man. It's high school sports, dude.
It's high school sports.
Wow. Are we?
And not to like be the antagonist here. Yeah. It's high school sports in a really, 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 really small division of the state. That's not a state that's really. I mean, there's a lot of basketball players come out of the state.
Yeah.
Outside of that, there's probably a lot of track, probably some decent football stuff, but like. When I think of the top 5 states in the country for putting out athletes, North Carolina is never in my top 5 for all sports overall. Yeah, there's some
Texas,
things. Texas, Ohio, California are the 3. Florida is Michigan. 4. Michigan, New Jersey's pretty popping. New York.
Yeah, Georgia. State of Georgia.
But I mean, you're not even close to the top 5 here. No. And then you're talking about a county where there's not even a team here that I don't think there's a single high school here that has over a total enrollment greater than what my freshman class was.
Yeah, right. You're right. I think crazy. You're right. You said 800.
756. Yeah. I was one of 756 freshmen in my high school.
So my senior paper, my final paper I did when I graduated in applied sociology with a criminal justice concentration from NC State was the migration and immigration of residents in Lenoir County.
Okay.
In 1989 or 1980, excuse me, there were like 60,000, maybe 70,000 residents in Lenoir County. Okay. In 1990, it had gone down to like 45. Mm-hmm. The city of Kinston had about 30,000 at that point, same point. In the same period of time, it went down to 20,000, and now it's like 15. We're too small of a town to be fighting over over something that people really will read for 3 seconds.
Freaking high school kids, bro.
Yeah, I just, and then you got to realize, there are people that don't appreciate how things are done and how things are, like they're shutting the door on somebody who has done nothing but help, and wants to help. Put your personal stuff aside, man. Mm-hmm. Nobody did anything to you.
Right.
Nobody's doing nothing to you. They're not hurting you.
Yeah.
I mean, I like these new sports. I loved, I was very into that position. I loved it until I realized my title was not a title. All I did was get told what to do. Mm. I couldn't, my writing was good. I mean, Christy Bott was so helpful, man. Christy was awesome.
Yes.
Christy's great. Christy is the best person there. Sure. Aletha does a lot, but everybody else, I don't care. They don't. All you're doing is causing division. Don't do it. Do something good. Don't talk out of one side of your mouth and say, "Oh, Junius is raising. Why is he asking for money?" It costs a lot of money to do that on your own. Mm-hmm. And he's not asking corporations or businesses in Kinston for money. He's not going to the Pride of Kinston asking them for money. Mm-hmm. For what are you doing? What are you doing for this city?
Yep. I'm with that too. Like, that's our big thing. Like with Big Bark as well. Is like, it's different flavors of ice cream, and there's different ways. There's more than one way to skin a cat. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many. Like, Out of America is not the only 3D printing company that utilizes HP multi-jet fusion technology.
But it's the one here in Lenoir County.
It's the one that's here, yeah. And there's people that we pull off the internet that work with us because they like our style. They like I can go over here and I can get it too. I can get it from anywhere. But people, in the famous words, they do business with you and they like you, know you, and trust you.
Yeah.
Then you better be freaking trustworthy.
Yeah, your trust is huge.
And you better watch your words and the way that you treat other people, because you might be seen as trustworthy today, but every day is another day, and you're building a reputation.
Yeah, and don't think that just because you have a conversation with somebody that's civil that they really care for you.
Yeah, I've noticed that too here in the South.
Yeah,
no one will say anything to your face.
No,
they'll smile every time I see. Oh, hey, how you doing? Right. Shake your hand. Oh, things been well? Yeah. Have they been well with you? Yeah. That's great.
I mean,
then you hear like 3 days later, like the same person that shook your hands, like running their mouth about you. And it's like,
why can't you do that in my face?
In Columbia, like where I come from, it's just like we'd walk around and be like, "Hey, dude, like how's it going? Yeah. Oh, it's going good." Yeah. Man, that shit you did last week, that really kind of pissed me off a little bit. There's none of that here. I don't understand.
You got something to say. You got something to say.
Yeah, just say it. It's no big deal. Like, we'll be cool. I would love to. Yeah. I would much rather hear it from you than from 3 other people. After this, if there's a thing that you dislike, just call me, bro.
I'll let you know.
I'm an adult. I think I can. They're kind of broad, but I feel like I can weather the storm.
I'm fat, dude. I might fall asleep, man. I love doing what I do, and I have no disrespect for what they do over there in this.
For sure, same.
I really appreciate some stuff. But it's not a competition. I mean, there's no competition. It's not. We're not competing. There's no competition. It's different. I think what I've done to help other people was to spend my own dime and produce my own stuff without any help from anybody. And I've treated people with respect, and I've never backed down from any type of situation where somebody calls me out. I'll say, look, talk to me, let me know.
Yeah, tell me, let me learn.
Yeah. Don't walk away. Don't just call me out for something and then not talk to me about it. Don't block me from Facebook and not tell me why. Facts. I mean, what kind of kid does that? I mean, why do you do that? We're adults. I'm an adult. I'm a grown man. Talk to me, man. Yeah, you didn't appreciate me resigning. I'm sorry. I couldn't work for you, but you're tough to work for. You got 3 or 4 people that like you. I'm sorry. You might want to check other people. Might get your friends, who your true friends are, because, I'm not in it I'm in it to make people happy. That's what I'm doing it. I'm not doing it for clicks. Yeah. Clicks. That's all they cared about was clicks. Yeah. How many clicks did you get today? Oh, let's look at this. Oh, yeah, you got 1,000 clicks. Wow. That means we're going to get money. Ching, ching. That's what those clicks mean. Money. Yep. It's not about the money, man. Go do it for the love of the game. You don't even read my article, man.
That's what I love about this podcast, man. This podcast hardly ever gets more than 200, 250. Sometimes we'll get, I think the most watched episode is probably like the one I did with Pete, right when he had like the "Don't Gavel Me" thing going on down there.
I love that, dude.
Man, we did a lot to make it, to push it out and make it hot. But this t-shirts, we got the hats, bro. We were doing it hot, but 606 views.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Let's get 1,000.
And I refuse to put them on Facebook. I'll put them on Facebook way down the line, but I don't care. Yeah. I don't care about the click. I'm not selling the clicks. I'm not doing it to get that so that I can monetize. It's whatever, man. Yeah. It's a whole different game. I
like monetizing. I like to monetize.
Yeah. I mean, trust me. Like when I get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, that's what it takes to monetize your YouTube account. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna be like, accept. But at the end of the day, I just really enjoy sitting here and getting to know people and hearing conversation, because everybody teaches to me.
Yeah.
No one to me is a threatening competitor of anything that I do. I hope someone else does I hope Brian Hanks does trizillion episodes and gets huge sponsors. I hope he's on ESPN radio one of these days, and he's not even here anymore, because he's making it pop. I'm not saying he would leave the area. He'd probably still he's probably still here.
I think he's probably not.
But my point is is any of his happiness deducted from my pot of potential happiness? No. So be happy for them.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly, man.
Clap for your friends.
I mean, man,
it's crazy.
Look, it's so different dynamic, because, there are things that have happened in the past that I got over. I get over things pretty quick. I get over things quickly. I'm done with it. I'm too old to be worrying about stuff like that. I want to move on. Yeah.
Life is short.
If you walk by me and I say, "What's up, man?" Say, "What's up, dude?"
It's okay.
Don't act like you don't know who I am, man. Yeah. Dude. Say, "What's up?" Say, "Hey, man, what's up, dude? You're doing a great job, or you're doing a sucky job."
Say, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah, what's up?
Your last article with the 5 sentences sucked ass.
Yeah.
Right, at least you're like, "Oh my god!" We're at least having a conversation here.
Yeah, right. Say, "Hey, man, I don't appreciate you, calling me a punk." Okay, all right. Well, you are a punk. I mean, so I didn't never call you a punk. I didn't call anybody a punk. But just talk, man. You can't be civil, and it's not fake. I know when you don't want to talk to me. If I say "What's up," say "What's up." That's it. Yeah. I mean, why can't you do that? Yeah. Why?
It's just comedy, man. It's just
because you can't get over something.
Just living in a small town, you cannot hate people here, because you will run into them. Yeah. It's inevitable, especially if you're trying to run a business and trying to do things. You have to come in contact with people.
You conjure them up. Yep. You talk them up. They're gonna show up somewhere. Yeah. I hadn't seen so and so in a long time. Well, hey. Exactly. That happened tonight. That's crazy. Happened tonight at the Parrot game. I saw a couple that my stepson played ball with as travel ball. And there was a kid on the team that had the same last name. And I said, oh, I know Homer and Rachel Tyre. You know, my stepson played ball with them. So I moved the camera to behind the home plate because I couldn't really get a good view there. I'd been there all game up until this last inning before I got here. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting there talking, and they're saying, oh, yeah, you're going to the North North game. And I said, yeah, after I did this podcast with Zac Holcomb. And I said, oh, yeah, we've heard him, blah, blah. He said, is Cannon throwing tonight? Luke Cannon. I said, oh, yeah, Luke's throwing. Yeah, yeah. He goes, oh, yeah. I said, my stepson plays on that team, Hunter Columbia. They go, oh, yeah, that's where Homer and Rachel Tyre. Right. And I knew we just hadn't seen each other in years because Hunter played travel ball with him when he was 13, 14, 15. Okay, yeah. And their son and Hunter were good friends. And it's just, I was talking about them a couple of days before and I conjured them up. So the point was, a long story short, that I've conjured up them, but it was great to see them. I mean, there's no, life's too short to have any type of beef with somebody over little stuff, man. Yep. If it's something I did to you to hurt you, like to hurt you financially, or if I spit in your face, or if I slept with your wife or your girlfriend or whatever, I can understand that. Right. But I didn't do any of that. Yeah. You know, I've forgiven you. You can forgive me for whatever you're not forgiving me for. Right. So that's just my take. And I'm sorry I had to do that, but Hump's Heroes is great, by the way. You got to see it. There's some positive stuff there, and my, my son is trying to help me. I'm trying to teach him a little bit, but he's not really into that much yet. Are you?
I don't know.
So, but man,
nah, for sure. That's the fun of kicking it with, man. Just kicking it, and it's freaking long form, and no clip ups, no.
I love it.
No man. Taking an hour of something and you leaving, and then 3 days down the road seeing a 15-second clip where I've positioned the clippings to where I'm lording over you.
Yeah, it makes you look good. Makes me look bad. Yeah,
exactly. So that's the big thing. That's what I try to do here on the Kicking It With, man. Is like it's an open forum. And the ultimate game of it is just to pretty much like provide positivity and positive posts with the hashtag Kinston, because when you go looking for Kinston videos on YouTube, you get a lot of crappy ones. So the more we can punch out positive ones over time, we suppress the negative ones.
And I want to apologize for being negative. I'm trying not to be negative.
No, you're chilling. It's just like
I had to get it out, man. It's just like it's too long for that stuff is just pointless, man. It's just pointless.
No, it's important. That's where I'm at too, man. I like we do it with some other people as well. It's like this is a really cool, like I said, unclipped version of giving people the opportunity to say what they want to say.
Thank you. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, nice and easy.
Can we get Thomas in here to play a little guitar?
I think so. We're going to get a little guitar, a little outro guitar. There he is. Now he's smiling. Look at him smiling. He's got a little
pacing the floor right the whole time. He's he's trying to talk to me while I'm like this. I'm like, hey,
well, yeah, and you guys got to hit that other game. It's good already.
Oh, yeah, it's probably, we'll hit it. We got Genius there. Genius is covering the game, so, but I do want to see my son.
Right in the middle.
Yeah, get right here, buddy.
You got an outro tune for us? You gonna play? Hold on.
Yeah,
you get it in your head, and then you let me know when you're ready to go.
What kind of music do you like?
Literally everything, dude. Like this is, our music, right?
Yeah.
Our little tune.
What is it?
Can you hear that?
Oh yeah, you want this? So, but you don't have to play that. But you can't trumpet. Can you hear it? That's cool. I love that. Did you play that?
No, we found it online, man.
Dude, that's awesome, man. All right, well, you
can do whatever you want. You're the outro music on this one. So
what's the best song you play? What's the best song you feel comfortable playing?
I like that. No, that'll be slick. All right, let me do the out, and then you start jamming.
Yeah.
Ready? All right, everyone. We really appreciate you tuning into this episode. This is episode 42 of the Kicking It With podcast. This is Michael Humphrey.
Thomas
Humphrey, and we're about to have exclusive one-off outro music for you on this one. So make sure you go back, catch episode 41 with Linda Ross Sutton. It was super fly. If you're interested in the history of Kingston, check out the episode number 39 with Matthew Young. Kingston. Said it with a G. The history of Kingston. Check that episode out, and we'll catch up with you on episode 43. But before, without any further ado, here we go with the little outro. Exclusive style for you today, fresh off the strings here.
Fresh.
Hit it. Keep crushing it. You got five. You got 7 more seconds.
Play the Led Zeppelin.
Oh yeah.
It's not in tune. But
Led Zeppelin.
Good.
Just
crank it.
Ready? Come on, 6 seconds. He's freezing up. Hey, check out Hump's Heroes blog, please.
Cool.
You check it out.
Cool. Hump's Heroes. Where can you find it?
You can find it on Wix, the Wix app. You can download the app for free. It's under the Wix created app. So
cool.
It's free. You download it on Facebook. On my Facebook, Michael Humphrey, you'll see videos I have, and I'll give you a plug because I put it on, posted that I was going to be on the show, probably Saturday night maybe or sometime, right?
Yeah. We'll have it. What's it? Thursday? Yeah, we'll have it Friday or Saturday night. It'll be ready to rock.
Yeah, my sister will be in town from Statesville. We all get to watch it. It'll be a watch party. Where are you going, Thomas?
Jamming out.
Do one more. I know he's probably. What about
the? We're in tune. This string was like an E.
Okay,
it wasn't a D. It's supposed to be an E.
What about your Beverly Hills and Far Away?
I could not.
Or the Rain song.
It has to be like I don't know.
Just play what you want to play. I've been to the desert with a horse.
11 years old.
Self-taught.
Pretty sweet. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
You're the man. Love you.
Awesome. We'll get you out of here.
Hey,
well, cool, y'all. We'll hit you with one more. Bam!